Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. All right, rock stars, first story up today. Let's talk about Usher and his wife's grave. His wife's grave. His wife, Grace. It seems that they were married for 2 years and they have decided to call it quits. When I was reading up on it, they said that they had been together 10 years. I did not even realize it had been that long since he broke up with Tamika. But then I was like, oh yeah, I guess there was some overlap there. I mean, he has a 9-year-old son with Tamika. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Grace and Usher have decided to call it quits. And I am willing to bet that it has something to do with this herpes scandal. Okay, of course, when they put the notice out that they were separating, they did the required, we still love each other dearly, that they're still best friends. They didn't really use those words, but it was something along those lines. Okay, they have the utmost respect for each other. And I was just like, okay. You know, when all that herpes thing came out, Grace had tweeted that they were living their lives. Usher, of course, we know, did not respond in any way. So we just kind of assumed that they were going to go on as usual, and even thought that maybe the Usher I can't get my words together this morning. Kind of assumed that the herpes scandal, maybe there wasn't any truth to it. But then we couldn't forget about the fact that there was a lawsuit and there was supposed to be a payoff to a woman who, said that she had got it from him. So I don't know. All the other stories that came about, I don't know if we believed them. But the original first story that I told you guys about, the girl was having an affair supposedly with him while he was married to Tamika. Remember, she was one of the bridesmaids in their wedding. So that girl was supposedly the one that originally sued him and said that she had gotten herpes from him and that he didn't tell her. And remember, there was this whole thing about the doctor had called for him to assure her that, she didn't have something or something like that. I think it was to let her know exactly what was going on with Usher and his sexually transmitted diseases or whatnots. But yet and still, he never did hook up officially with that girl. I don't know if they ever really do. Whenever, folks fooling around, they rarely hook up with that person. He ended up with Grace, and obviously he hadn't left that girl alone, and she started a wave of other people that came out, including some men, I believe, that came out and said that Usher had given them herpes as well. He still hasn't said much about anything. We know that he suing? I think he was suing one of the persons that had, or he had threatened to sue one of the persons that had said that they had gotten herpes from him. The story kind of died down, but along with the story dying down, I guess this marriage has died down as well. It's too bad. There's a rumor going around now that he's seeing Amara La Negra because they've been seen in pictures together. I don't believe it. I actually believe that maybe they might be working together, but I don't really see him just jumping straight from Grace to Amara La Negra, even though he does have it in him. Okay, we've seen it, but just something tells me that maybe this is not really a relationship. Besides, Amara La Negra is too young for Usher. Usher likes older women. Okay, Grace was older than him. Tamika was older than him. You know how they do. They fool around with the other ones, but when it's time for them to settle down, okay, they like what they like, and that's who they end up with. So it's too bad, though. I kind of liked Usher and his wife together. They were pretty understated and quiet and chill. Usher is entering his middle-aged stage of his life, so we'll see if he does decide to tie the knot again. But yeah, you guys, Grace and Usher, it is kaputs. Guys, so it looks like we might have to stretch out the hands of prayer for your boy Ricky Rose. Y'all, last Friday it had come out that Rick Ross was home and that he was unresponsive. Somebody in his camp had called the paramedics out because they could not get him to wake up, couldn't get him to come to, and that he was slobbering from his mouth. So they were concerned. They called the paramedics. When the paramedics came there, I'm assuming that Rick Ross was like in and out of consciousness, kind of probably dazed and confused, and they said that he was fighting with the paramedics, okay? Maybe didn't understand why they were there, what was going on, and it got so bad that the paramedics had to call the police. So then the police came, and I don't know what they were able to do, how they were able to subdue him, but they did get him to the hospital. Originally, they said that he had pneumonia. Child, it went from pneumonia till later on Friday night, they said that he was on life support and there was something going on with his heart. We knew that Rick Ross had past health issues. You guys remember he had some seizures. Remember he was on Dr. Oz and he was talking about that near-death experience when he had that seizure, when he had passed out. He felt like, it was time for him to go. And it was enough to shock and scare him to when he came to, he realized then that he needed to take charge of his health with whatever he ate and put into his body. And after that, remember, then he started to lose the weight. They said that he's lost like over 100 pounds. But I guess he still has some medical issues with his heart. So yeah, they were saying that he was on life support, and I was like, damn. Okay, I like Rick Ross. Love Teflon Don, y'all. That is the fucking best album he has ever put out. Every single song on there, you guys, is a hit. Even though he's more than just an album. But you know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, I really like Rick Ross. And I'd hate to see the man die. So it was all on the, all on Instagram, all on the blogs was announcing that he was on life support. And then somebody by the name of Fat Trail, okay, Mr. Trail said that, no, that's not true, that he had spoken to him. He is in the hospital, but he was not on life support. And then that kind of just shut it all down. It was very, very strange, because we never heard anything from anybody else. They were quite tight-lipped about it. It reminded me of that same situation with Lil Wayne. Remember when Lil Wayne was in the hospital a couple of years ago, and it had gotten so bad that TMZ had announced that he had died, basically brain dead or something like that, and all that confusion around him. Some people saying that he was, other people saying that he wasn't. Okay, his family wasn't there. It was a great big mess. Turns out that, Lil Tunechi did pull through. I do still believe that it was quite grave for him, yet and still he was able to, make it through, and now he's alive and kicking. So Rick Ross, that situation, they was determined, I guess, not to make this another one of those. So after the gentleman, Mr. Trail, came out and put an end to the gossip, that was it. We didn't hear anything else about Rick Ross all over the weekend. Okay, I was just kind of keeping an ear trying to see if, they were going to say anything about him. Well, it turns up on Monday that he was released. All this happened in his home in Miami, not here in Atlanta. They released him from the hospital, evidently, and he's back at home recuperating. That is the story that they have told us. We still haven't seen him. We still haven't heard from him, or really anybody from his camp, his family, anything. Which we don't have to. It's none of our business. The man is entitled to be private about his health affairs like anybody else. So I'm just going to hope and pray that, Rick Ross is going to be okay. I just didn't want to see the poor man die. A lot of times when you lose a lot of weight, your heart can still be enlarged. My husband lost a lot of weight, so I know that, when you lose a lot of weight, your heart is still the same size that it was when you were fat. And so it takes some time for your heart to get back down and readjust to the size that you are now. Now, y'all know I ain't no doctor, but this is the way it was explained to us. It takes some time for your heart to get back down to a normal size, and an enlarged heart can pose some problems. He may have had other problems, but that may be also compounded on top of it. Bitch, what you think about that medical diagnosis on that ass? The rock star doctors out there, the real ones. You guys weigh in on that, am I right? That's what they told my husband. Anyway, yeah, we gonna just go on and put up a prayer for old Ricky Rose. Hopefully the young man is doing better, and that we'll get plenty more music and plenty more living from old Rick Ross. Hold your head up, Rick. We hope you feel better. The Oscars was this past Sunday. You guys know me. I love to watch the award shows, the big ones anyway. We had a good time on Twitter and really on Snapchat. I wasn't too much on Twitter. I drank so much apothic wine. I was so sick the next day, child. I could barely get through work. I mean, I was fucking that wine up anyway. Yeah, we had a great time. Snapped all the way through from the red carpet all the way to the end. And let's just go through it. First of all, the red carpet, I always watch the news channel. I think they have the best red carpet out of all of them out there. This year was disappointing, of course, because of the Ryan Seacrest, sexual allegations that's going on. I actually was surprised that Ryan actually stayed on the red carpet and did it. There's been a time when he actually did not do the red carpet. I kind of remember one year he wasn't there, I don't believe, for one of the award shows. I'm not sure. I don't remember what it was, but I remember him not being there for one of the award shows. So I was actually surprised that he was there for this one, okay, considering the sexual allegations. But we know that Ryan Seacrest has maintained that he is innocent. And I guess he felt like him stepping down from the red carpet was going to kind of be like an admission of guilt. Okay, so he stood his ground, but it was very much obvious on the red carpet. The big stars, and E gets all of the big stars. Okay, the big stars was not coming to the E booth or their little area. Okay, as a matter of fact, Juliana, she wasn't even there. She wasn't even on the red carpet. She was on the side speaking with a panel of people about, the way people looked. But she wasn't even interviewing. They actually had Ryan Seacrest on the red carpet. I was just like, what? Even if he was going to be there still, couldn't they have switched him up, him and Juliana, him be off of the red carpet and she be down there? So I was just looking and I was just like, wow, this is quite depressing, because, they had a few big names. There were people there that did support, but for the majority of the people that they normally would get, it was not happening. Okay. A lot of people were talking about Taraji P. Henson and her supposed shade towards Ryan Seacrest when she told him, God has a way of making things happen for people or something like that. Okay. Anyway, people had interpreted that as her being shady towards Ryan Seacrest, meaning like you getting what you get because you wasn't right. But if you would have watched that whole interview, you would understand that she was actually being quite supportive of him. Okay. Said plenty of times that she loves him, that she was going to talk to him soon. She was this and that and the other. So it was no shade there when she went on to another host and said, I'm fine now that I'm talking to you. Okay. This is all just regular red carpet banner. Nothing there, folks. But that was pretty much it for the red carpet. I was just shocked. And then when the red carpet went off and I saw that it was a Ryan Seacrest production, then I was like, oh, now it makes sense. Ryan was not cutting off his own fucking monetary supply. So he was just like, I guess he was like, we're going to roll with it. But it was very obvious. I saw it right there. I was like, dang, they ain't getting nobody coming over there. Ain't nobody giving Ryan no love. But the Oscars was cool. The Oscars was the Oscars, like they usually are. Jimmy Kimmel was the host. You guys know I love Jimmy Kimmel. I just love him. So he was good as the host to me. I think he does a good job. Let's talk about the people that won. Jordan Peele, of course. Congratulations to Jordan Peele. He won for best written screenplay, I believe it is, for Get Out. First black director to win in that title, so very happy for him. We also can't ignore that Kobe Bryant won for best animated short for Dear Basketball, and there was all this controversy about him and his rape allegations from how many years ago, that he did go to court and it was settled and he was not found guilty, or the girl didn't participate. Whatever the case is, it was over. I thought people had moved on. He was not found guilty, and ever since then, Kobe has won plenty of championships. He's won all type of accolades. Shout out to Nene. They retired his jersey. It was a big deal. Nobody brought up all these rape allegations, and then here we are, him winning the Oscar, and now everybody's bringing up the rape allegations. I was so confused about the whole thing. I was just like, what? Okay, but I guess because the block is so hot right now with these sexual abuse allegations that, folks just wanted something to talk about. But I was happy for Kobe and his Oscar win. Frances McDermott, who won for Best Actress, for what movie was she? Was she in The Shape of Water? Felt like The Shape of Water won everything. Shit. You guys tell me that it was good. I have to see the movie. It looks so strange to me. But people say that it is weird, but it is still good. So I'm gonna have to check that out. But anyway, Frances McDermott winning for Best Actress after the damn awards. She was at a party, I suppose, and I didn't get his name. I'll put it on the damn screen. This one of your cousins, child. He done swiped her damn Oscar when she looked around from one side. He came up from the other side and took it. Was posting all on Instagram that it was his Oscar. They have him on video talking to people at the he was actually at the governor's ball, I believe, and people asking him what did he win for, and he's just saying best producer. He was all like, hey, here I am with my Oscar. Look at me with my Oscar. This is mine, all mine. He kissing it and everything. The shit say Frances McDermott on the damn Oscar. Because evidently once you get your Oscar, I didn't know that immediately you can get your name engraved on it there. I always thought that they actually send you an Oscar in the mail after the fact, but no. Evidently you can have your name engraved there. So good thing she had done that, because Brumman was going to take the shit home. Put it up on the kitchen counter and let everybody see. I was like, well, y'all niggas ain't never going to be right. You just ain't going to do right, are you? Fuck you gonna be doing getting on the damn bus with this damn Oscar? But they say that he was there in official capacity. He actually had a ticket. And so he hadn't snuck in and everything, but evidently he's one of these sort of like crashers, because they say that on his Instagram he had pictures of him with Beyonce and other different stars. So he's one of these ones that just kind of gets around and gets in there, and yeah, just a fucking mess, y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to do better. Get that woman her damn Oscar back. Yeah, y'all just be cutting up. Speaking of cutting up, let's talk about Tiffany Haddish, okay? Now, there's a big conversation going on right now if Tiffany Haddish is acting ghetto. Is this really the real Tiffany Haddish? And whether she does or does not do too much. We saw her on the red carpet. She was pumped, obviously. She was there to announce an award on the show. She had her on her Eritrean gown in honor of her father. I might be saying Eritrean. If I might be saying it wrong, but in honor of her father who had just recently passed, she had worn a gown from their culture. But she was excited. All right, and we know when she's excited, she's just a little bit extra. She kept on saying that she was gonna make Meryl Streep her mother. Even ran up to the red carpet when Meryl was just gracing the carpet, walking down gracefully, and Tiffany jumped over the rope and went to curtsy in front of her. It was so funny. You could tell at first Meryl didn't know who she was. Okay, just was kind of like, yes, darling, yes, and kind of just walked on by her like, yes, you know. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, I cringed. I understand that she's a comedian and all of that, but I just was something about this black girl curtsying in front of this white woman. I was like, no, Tiffany, no. Of course, everybody there laughed and giggled and everything, but I had an issue with that because I was just like, now I don't want them to be laughing at you. I want them to laugh with you. We as black people might understand how how the excitement can be there, but white people, it's just like you ain't doing this exactly how I would like you to. Okay, but again, she was excited. Then on the awards show, the running gag has been that she's going to get a whole lot of wears out of this $4,000 Alexander McQueen dress that she's had, because she, doesn't normally purchase dresses that expensive. So we've seen her wear it at the Girls Trip premiere. We've seen her wear it on Saturday Night Live, which was part of her intro to the show. And then we saw her wear it on the Oscars. Now, again, she didn't wear it on the red carpet, so that wasn't her official dress. This was part of her gag. But still, coming out in the Ugg slippers and the dress, and just kind of the white people this and I was just like, oh. I really do like Tiffany Haddish, you guys, but I cannot. I gotta be truthful with you guys. Like, all of it makes me so uneasy because it almost feels like cooning, and I don't want her to be looked at that way because she has a bright future ahead of her, and we can play on the niggerocious sides of our lives, of course, okay, but just to y'all like that word niggerocious. There's so many ways that you could describe niggatry, child. But anyway, I don't want her to be looked at that way. Like, I don't want her to become this thing where we just be like, oh, God, here comes Tiffany again with this shit. We almost got that with Kevin Hart. He still hasn't completely cooned out. At least I don't believe he's completely cooned out just yet. Okay. But it's like this track that they on that's really concerning to me. I don't want them to be laughing at her. And I don't want her to just become this one bit Annie that just gets up there all the time and just talks about how ghetto she is. Because at some point, you're not ghetto no more. You are rich and you're a celebrity and you are being taken in by the very people that's on the A-list that want to deal with you. So after a while, it's just gonna be like, okay. Maybe for now it's still okay because she hasn't been this celebrity that long, but you guys understand what I'm saying? Just y'all go on and weigh in what you guys think about Tiffany Haddish. And that was pretty much all I wanted to talk about the Oscars. After the Oscars, they had all the big parties, Vanity Fair, the Governor's Ball, and then we had Beyonce and Jay-Z gave their extremely hush-hush NDA casino party. They say that it will become a yearly event. This was the first one. They said around 250 to 300 guests were invited. Nobody wanted to talk about it on the red carpet. They even tried to get Mary J. Blige to say something. She was just sort of like, who told y'all that? Like, y'all ain't gonna have her talking about me on this song. Everybody wants to know if Beyonce was talking about Tiffany Haddish on her song. I don't know if Beyonce was talking about her per se, but Beyonce is good at kind of using whatever is going on at the time for people to talk, trying to get you guys to talk and try to figure out if she's talking about Tiffany or not. They say that Tiffany did get invited to the party, so obviously Beyonce doesn't have a problem with Tiffany Haddish, but she still will use the situation to pump up a song and make people really listen and want to buy the fucked up ass song. I hate the song. The song is bad to me. It's not good. Everybody was going on and like, she come in, she fuck it up, she take it back out, she bring the shit back and fuck it up again. I was just like, I wish Beyonce would just sing. I'm so sick of her cussing everybody fucking out. I blame Jay-Z. Okay, the girl always mad now. Okay, what happened to the love ballads? I guess she don't feel that no more. But yeah, I was just like, this is some bullshit. I mean, you guys is all going crazy over that song. I don't even hear it on the radio. So, I don't know. But whatever, you guys. The Oscars. Congratulations to all the winners out there, the ones that I mentioned, the ones that I may have forgotten. But I enjoyed it. Did you? Guys, so Will Smith and Jaden Smith, they have started a company called Just. And it's just whatever it is, the product that they will be putting out. Right now, Just has put out water. So it's JUSTWater. And it's supposed to be water that has like all these electrolytes and other shit that's supposed to make you smarter and smarter. Get my words together. It's made from things that is supposedly good for the environment. I think they said 82% of the bottle is plant-based, and even the cap is made from sugar cane. Okay, no, you cannot take a bite out and eat the whole damn bottle. Anyway, the water was super expensive. I had seen Leah on Experience. She has a YouTube channel. She had posted on Instagram that the water was like, it was some ridiculous amount. I don't, what was it? Was it like $9 for a couple of 32-inch, 32 child? Why? Okay, look, let me just slow it down. 32-ounce bottles, I believe, was like a couple of them were like $9. Or you could buy it by the case, but it was rich white folk water. Because, honey, y'all out there drinking Deer Park. Niggas out there drinking, Dasani. When it already came out that Dasani is just regular tap water. Remember, Coke had to come out and put that out and be like, okay, y'all, we just got that shit out the tap and put it in the bottle for that ass. That's what we drinking. But yeah, rich folks is drinking JUSTWater, Smart Water, Avion Water, all of those Voss water and the such. Okay, so I guess he compares to that. But anyway, getting back to the story. They realized that the water crisis, the lead water crisis, was still going on in Flint, Michigan. And I guess they did not feel right putting out this expensive ass water, knowing that these people down here were still having plenty of issues and struggling, not having, healthy, good drinking water. So now they have decided that they will be donating water to Flint, Michigan regularly until the crisis ends. Okay, at first I was like, damn, that might put the company out of business. Ain't no telling when they gonna fix that. But then I read that back in 2017, the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, they awarded Flint a $100 million grant to change out the pipes and get their water system back up and running to healthy, regulated standards, okay? And that they've started the work and that they expect it to be done in 2020. That's a good thing of Will and Jaden. And then I guess once they finish donating the water there, then they will go back to the business of ripping you guys off. Bitch, give me the Deer Park. Congratulations are in order for Mary J. Blige and Kendu. Okay, they were married for 12 years, and then last year they decided to call it quits. It's been a contentious divorce. Remember, Kendu came and hit the courts with he wanted $129,000 a month, to maintain his lifestyle, what he was used to when he was with Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige was like, absolutely not paying $129,000 a month to you. I don't even have that kind of money. The judge felt like that was entirely too much as well, but she still was ordered to pay him $30,000 a month temporarily until the divorce was settled. Remember, like a couple of months ago, he was trying to come back out and say that he didn't have enough fucking money. Okay, trying to put another 15 G's on top of them 30s. The judge was like, absolutely not. You gonna take these 30,000 or you ain't gonna take nothing. Okay, so Kendu ain't trying to mess that up. I believe last week they were actually slated to go to court. It was about to get started, all right, and I was very much expecting it to be a horrible divorce. I'm sure neither one of them wanted that. Kendu, of course, complaining that he hasn't been able to get any work and has tainted his name out there and this whole divorce. And then Mary J, she's been having to pay all of his legal bills and her legal bills on top of paying this monthly $30,000 on top of all of the other legal bills that they had. I'm sure she didn't want to be dragging shit out in court as well. So it seems that they sat down with their lawyers, mediators or whatever, and the day before they were supposed to actually start their divorce case, they came to a settlement. The settlement has been sealed. Nobody knows what the arrangements are, but it's done. Kendu can go on with his life and Mary J. Blige can go on with her life. Mary seems to be good. She weathered the storm pretty well. She was nominated for an Oscar, did not win, but just the nomination alone was good. Good press for Mary. Not that she needed it. Mary is Mary. Mary's always going to be Mary. We love Mary. So just glad it's done, and hopefully Mary can move on and even meet somebody. And I just want Mary to be happy. Okay, it don't matter if she is or isn't as far as her music is concerned, because the shit is not good anyway it goes. That shit ain't what, her last album was okay. There's a couple of songs on there that I actually really liked, but it ain't old Mary. So y'all wanting the heartbroken Mary, it ain't making that big of a difference. Y'all might as well want Mary to be happy, shit. So, yeah, congratulations. Mary and Kendu can move on with their lives. So Stevie J okay, looks like he might be going to jail for his child support issues. You guys know that this has been an ongoing nagging thing for him. They say that he owes $1.3 million and that he has not paid that money to the courts. Okay, I'm thinking to myself, like, does Stevie J even have $1.3 million to pay? And damn, his kids are all grown. I mean, I know he has the new baby with Jocelyn, and then he has the baby with Mimi, but the rest of them are grown. But I guess Uncle Sam be like, I don't give a fuck. You gonna pay this bill. We don't give a damn if them kids is 30, 40 years old. I guess that bill always stays. I didn't realize that. Because who gets the money now? If he was to pay that $1.3 million potentially, and it was owed for back pay for the kids that are now over 18, does it still go to the parents? Does it still go to the mother? Yeah, I'm not clear how that works. I'm confused. So I would like to, for somebody out there, my rock star lawyers out there, the real ones, you guys let me know how this bill just continues to loom over his head. They're saying that it's a federal case, not only because of the amount of the money that's owed, but also because he had kids all over the United States. Okay, so since it crosses all these state lines, it's been upped to a federal matter, so he'll be going to a federal prison, and they want him to report by April 10th, right around the corner. All right, the show is about to come back on. He won't be able to do any of the press, won't be able to make any money off of the show if he's sitting up in jail. I mean, I guess you got to take care of your bills, but damn, that child support is a bitch, huh? That shit don't go away. That's too bad, CVJ. I hope he can figure out something. Make some sort of, you can't put no, arrangements on it. Child, that Uncle Sam is something else, ain't he? Okay, well. And then speaking of folks going to jail, child, Flavor Flav might be going to jail as well. They say that he owes back pay on his taxes, $3.1 million. He had not been paying his taxes from 2005 to 2015. 2005 to 2015. 10 years. He has not been paying his taxes. I don't know why people, with these celebrities, the IRS will just let you continue to hang yourself, baby. They will give you as much rope as they need to. And then once they, figure they can't squeeze nothing else out of it, child, they lower the boom, they pull the rope, they hang you. They say that most of that money that he even owes, I think they said 1.5 million of that money that he owes just comes from 2007. Okay, one of the years of Flavor of Love. That must have been the year that it was the hottest, when he was making the most money. But now that it's gotten to 3.1 million, and we know that Flavor Flav doesn't have any income coming in like that, he really doesn't have the money to do that. Now they're saying that they're going to start freezing and taking his shit. Okay, taking his assets. After that, I don't know what happens if you ain't got enough assets to cover the bill. Then I would imagine they'd start talking about putting your ass in jail. Okay, letting you physically pay the debt. So it's too bad. Again, we can't get them arrangements. Okay, you pay $50 every other week. $100 on it, okay, for the rest of your life. The IRS, they'll try to work with you if you go on and get in contact with them, so maybe he can try to figure that out. But damn, both Stevie J and Flavor Flav, shit ain't looking too good for him right now. And lastly, you guys, your girl Rihanna looks like she is going to be starting a lingerie line. That is right. Okay, she's had her tennis shoe line. She has her clothing line with Puma, besides her own regular clothing line. She has her perfume. She has her makeup. And now she is adding lingerie to the mix. Good for Rihanna. Turning out to be quite an astute businesswoman. They say that the lingerie will range in size from 0 to 24, so my big girls can get up in there and be sexy like for they mans too. We not mad at all, honey. More cushion for the pushing. And she's releasing the line with Textile under the Fabletics parenting company. Now, you may know of Textiles under the former name that they were known from, which was Just Fab Inc. Okay, and yes, Just Fab Inc., which was the company where you got the membership, and you had Just Fab, you had Shoe Dazzle, and you had Fab Kids. Okay, back in 2015, there was this big scandal with Just Fab Inc. People were complaining that it was a scam because once you went into the membership with Just Fab, it was almost fucking impossible to get out of the membership. They made it very difficult, and you were sort of forced to either pick a shoe for $39.95 or they would just automatically bill you. and it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth, including mine. I think a lot of us got caught up in that Just Fab cycle bullshit. And once I had ordered a couple of pair of shoes from Just Fab, they looked great on they looked great online, and then when you got them, you was like, this plastic ass shit, feet hurting. And let me tell you, my feet are strong. I wear heels every single day and have been wearing heels every day since pretty much I've been out of high school. So whenever a shoe make my foot hurt, which these feet can take pretty much anything. I can run in heels. I can do everything in heels that people can do in flats. Okay, that's when you know that the shoe is low quality. And so I was just like, but I was adamant. I had it on my calendar. Whenever it was the opt-out day, I would opt out and make sure that I didn't get charged. But I did still get caught up in 2 or 3 cycles of them charging $39.95, and child, depending on the month, honey, that $39.95 might as well have been $5,000 damn dollars coming out your account. Shit, you needed that $39.95. That shit would always hit at the worst time. So it became a mess, left a bad taste in your mouth, and I finally was able to get out from under their membership, and other people were able to, but not before a lot of people were just saying that it was a scam and it was all of this. So it was some bad publicity for them. So this is a win for Style Tech to get Rihanna on their team and release this lingerie line under them. Maybe this will put a good taste in everybody's mouth. I don't believe it's not going to be a membership thing, but it's just that the company itself and putting out this lingerie that I believe will do very well. Hopefully it's affordable, not a ridiculous price, and that target group will be able to afford. Rockstars, that's it. I'm in the old studio, Jada's car. Okay, the Jeep was in the garage, didn't feel like pulling it out, so I was just like, let me go on and get in Jada's car. It is freezing. My feet are frozen. So I am going to get off of here, you guys. We do this every single week. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Rockstars. Bye.